conflict in the Middle East and between the Arab countries and themselves, as between Saudi Arabia and Iran, the conflict is much more severe than maybe even the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, you need to understand. And even in the summit, there was a gathering, a lot of countries who have their own interests, who are contradicting with the interests of each other. They just could not let themselves not to be presented in this summit. It doesn't mean that this summit is actually going to execute some active role in this conflict. You need to understand. Also, the process of normalization with Israel and other Muslim Arab countries that started with UAE and other countries, and hopefully it will normalize our relationship also with Saudi Arabia, bring us to the position that maybe the peace process of this normalization will not happen tomorrow with Saudi because of this conflict, but we need to understand that they see what's destabilization that is going on right now in the Middle East. The main factor of it is Iran. We saw just yesterday when United States aircraft attacked Iran bases in Syria, and I don't think there is a question of on which side Saudi Arabia, on the United States side or the Iran. And I think that this coalition of normal Western world and normal Islamic countries, including UAE, including Saudi Arabia, including Israel, this is the coalition that don't want to see terror in the Middle East.
Okay.
And
but also, you know, Eli, the point is that while UAE and Saudi have not taken these demands for sanctions, you know, not providing Arab airspace to Israelis, using oil as a leverage against Israel to pressure it to ensure there is ceasefire in Gaza. But at the same time, the Arab nations and the OIC has continued to demand from Israel that there needs to be a permanent ceasefire. There cannot be some hours in a day that can be used as humanitarian ceasefire pauses.
It's important to say, as I said before, all these declarations are empty, and most of those countries understand that there is nothing behind them except some sort of symbolic solidarity with other Arabs, because they cannot ignore this kind of participation in this summit as being part of this world. And yet it's extremely important to mention that the differences between the countries, the one like Turkey and Iran, who wish to see destabilization in this region in the Middle East, and they are on the pro-Russian China coalition, are completely different with other countries who want to see normalization, who wants to see prosperity, who wants to see economical development, as Saudi, as Arabic Emirates and other countries in this region. That's why, although all of them participated in some events, although there was some sort of a declaration that is more humanitarian, symbolic act of solidarity, if we are going a little bit farther and looking at it, what are the countries are planning to do, on how they're planning to act, we understand that they are giving a completely space for Israel to keep doing its work and get rid of the Hamas.
Okay.